all changed out here. What is up, folks? Yeah, what a week. That's what I'm talking about. Overtime. It's too bad I have to wait 3 or 4 days before I actually can get any overtime because I got to do my regular 40 hours first. I managed to get about 8 hours overtime this week, which I'm not really happy about, but it'll work. What's up, Mr. Utters? How's it going today? I'm just prepping to go home, man. Waiting for my car to warm up a minute. And I'm going to make like horse shit and hit the old dusty trail. Oh, there we go. Get my windshield clean. Well, hello, Ashley. How are you today? Good to see you in there. How you feeling today? Pretty good? All right. Let's see. You're living in a dream. Not really, but it's good to imagine, yeah. I wish my dreams would come true. I wouldn't be working here, I tell you that. I'd be sitting on a beach somewhere, drinking one of those drinks with the little umbrella and the silly straw. That's what I'd be doing. But unfortunate enough for me, I'm just an old grunt and I have to work for a living, Gotta make ends meet somehow, right? You're happy, but you're still recovering. Well, that's good. So you know when they're letting you out yet, Ashley? Fucking idiot in a Mustang. Well, everybody gets a Mustang under their ass. They just think they own the road. Yeah. They just like the noise. That's what it is, I think. Yeah. You're already at Mom's. Came last night. Okay. So who took you over there? Did your mom come get you, or did Dee Dee break down and come get you, or what? Or did you Uber? Ends of meat. Ends of meat. Hey, Mr. Lebowski. I reckon. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna go home and relax today. Jeez, man, what a long week. I left Monday because I had or was it Tuesday? It was Tuesday. So I worked 10 hours Monday. I worked 8 on Tuesday because I had to go get my car to the dealership so they could do my oil change, my tire rotation. It was due for that. Actually, I only had about 200 more miles before I needed that. So I didn't want to go over. I don't want to give them any excuse to cancel my making ends meet. Yeah. I don't want to do anything to give them any excuse to cancel my lifetime warranty on this car. So I wanted to make sure I got in and got my maintenance done. Maintenance is key when you buy new cars. You gotta keep up with your oil changes. You gotta keep your tires rotated and your fluids checked and all that good shit. You know what I mean? Why do trees need rotation? Tires need rotation when they already spin faster than you can. Let's see. Well, because they don't wear evenly. When they rotate them, they take the 2 front tires, and they cross the rear on one side, and then they cross the rear on the other side. So they crisscross them. And what that does is that, because you turn your tires like this all the time, right? And then if your car's out of alignment, it's going to pull to one side or the other. It's going to wear a tire more on one side than on the other side, right? Or more in the front than in the back. Plus you have more weight distribution on the front of your tire, or in the front tires, than you do on the back tires. So, you know, it's just basically to keep them all even on the tread wear and everything. You know what I mean? So I like, plus, you know, when they take your tires off to do your tire rotation, most of the time they'll check your brakes, you know, visually check your brakes and stuff too, you know. So that's a lot of the reason I have it done. I like to stay on top of things. That way I'm not laying on the ground in my driveway trying to fix some shit that, you know what I mean? That makes sense. Yeah, it does. You know, I would have never known that unless I owned a car. And God knows I've owned my fair share of cars over the years. Of course, I've talked about that on here before, about, you know, some of the cars that I've owned over the years. You know, I've had Camaros, and I've had 442s and Novas, and I had Cavaliers, you know, mostly Chevy cars, but I've had my fair share of Fords. I don't really think I like one. Let's see here. All spread eagle upside down on the driveway, hooting and hollering, cursing. Yeah, and throwing tools. Yeah, absolutely. Especially if I slip and bust a knuckle or something. But I tell you, one of the hardest things I ever did, thank God I'm too old to do that now, but I had the 76 Camaro that I had to change out the transmission in. And I had a buddy of mine, we jacked the car up, put it up on jack stands, you know, enough for me to get under the car and for me to crawl under with a transmission on my chest. So here I am with this, you know, 300-pound transmission on my chest, and I crawl up underneath this Camaro. I get it all bolted up and everything, and then I go to change the oil in it, the transmission fluid, and there's fucking metal shavings in the transmission fluid. I bought the transmission from a junkyard, you know, and the transmission didn't have reverse in it. So I had to take the transmission back out of the car, go to the junkyard, buy a different one, put it in. Luckily enough for me, that one was in good enough shape that it worked for a while anyway. I think a few shorts, bro. Man, I'm telling you what, let me explain something to you. So I've been putting a lot of shorts on my feed. As you've been able to see, I'm sure it's probably giving you notifications. So about a month ago, I had maybe 500 followers or 500 subscribers, and I just been fucking slamming I've been slamming my channel with short videos, right? And I'm up to 800 now, a little over 800. And if any of you guys are like new to my channel or watching me, thank you very much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. I'd like to, you know, it helps me to know that my videos are getting out and people are liking them and subscribing because of my short videos. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. But now I've got a little over 800, and that's been with just in a matter of a month. You know, I've gotten a little over 300 followers or 300 subscribers. So I must be doing something right. There's your shout out for the day. The dude, yeah, the dude, Mr. Lebowski. That's what they call me sometimes. Only on here though, you know. Everybody at work called me Jim or Jim Bob or Jim Bobby or Jimbo. There's all kinds of names they call me at work. Sometimes they call me a hard ass because of my job. I check other people's work to make sure it's done right. And man, when I check these vehicles, I pick them apart, you know. So they call me a hard ass sometimes. Yeah, right on. You don't have any subscribers, but it's okay, you don't mind. Hey, y'all go subscribe to my daughter's page, Ashley Cook. Y'all go subscribe to her page real quick. I think you have to tap on her name and just find her subscribe button. Y'all subscribe to my daughter. She doesn't do a lot of content like I do. I don't think she's very YouTube savvy. Not meaning that she doesn't know how to do it. I just think that she's not really interested in doing too much with YouTube. Right on. Well, I see you. Wow. Yeah, I know. I lost my signal. I like dropped all my subscribers, all my watchers or viewers, and I must have done it again because I've lost my signal again. Damn it. I guess it'll come back in a minute. Oh well. Can't win them all, right? Oh, okay. I see you there, Mega. Meet Mr. Utters. Yeah, I see you there. I did check out a couple of your videos there, Mr. Utters. Is that you in a green suit? Or is that a secret? The green alien suit, is that you? Yeah, a lot of trucks on the side of the road up here. Must be an epidemic. Oh, you have two? 2 subscribers now, Ashley? Good. See? It helps to have people that, you know, can promote you and stuff. You know what I mean, I'm not like, you know, yelling at the bullhorn telling people to go to subscribe to your page, or your channel. I thought I had subscribed to you already. I guess I haven't. I guess I need to, huh? Well, it's warm here in Missouri today. We made it to 50 degrees. Actually, it's 49 right now. It was 50 degrees earlier. It feels really nice if you're standing in the sun, but the wind was blowing today. That kind of sucked. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me give a shout out real quick to Zevia. This is creamy root beer. It's really good too. It's kind of sweet, but it's got all natural flavoring and shit. No artificial colors, none of that. 0 calories. This is a soda I drink now instead of like Mountain Dew and shit because it doesn't have all that crap in it. I buy these at the health food store. Well, it's called Whole Foods or whatever. You may be subscribed to Mr. Lebowski. I'm sure you are. I think I saw a couple of your videos over on Instagram. You got an Instagram account, and I send them to you from over there. Because remember, I went over there and changed my name, and you were the reason I did that, because you called me Mr. Lebowski. And now I'm Me Lebowski, because there's already a Mr. Lebowski. So I'm Me Lebowski over there on Instagram. And then I think on Snapchat, I've got Snapchat. I don't use it a whole lot, except for the message. But I got a Snapchat. I don't think I've added you there yet. I could be wrong. Like I said, I don't use it a whole lot. Snapchat's not, I don't know, it's like if you miss, like if you're texting back and forth with somebody on Snapchat, you know, a lot of times those messages will disappear and you can't refer back to them, you know what I mean? So that, I don't know, it just kind of, I mean, it was interesting when I first started, just to see. But like I said, I don't use it. I don't really post anything either on Instagram or Snapchat. I used to post like a motherfucker on Facebook, but I don't even use Facebook that much anymore. Especially over the last couple of weeks, I've been hanging out on Whatnot, seeing if I can find some records to buy. You know, because I like records. I love vinyl. Vinyl sounds so much better than like CDs or tapes. I love to listen to vinyl. You know, it's clearer, it's more enjoyable. And then of course you do have your albums that, you know, crack and pop a little bit. So that's kind of, you know, people don't like that, but I happen to think it's pretty cool myself. So yes, I have a record player. Probably one of the only people some of you know that has a record player. But man, it's addictive. God, it's addictive to buy records. It really is. Especially when you like everything that on my bucket list. Well, there's only a couple of records that I haven't bought yet that I really want, just to have them. It's not really because I don't have access to them or anything. It's just I really just want them. And they're both Megadeth albums. So maybe one of these days, not anytime soon. I am albumed out. I don't think I'm gonna buy any more records for the rest of the year. Matter of fact, I was looking at my record collection last night, as compared to last year. This time last year, I just barely had one shelf. I guess they're like 36 to 42 inches long or whatever, wide. I had like 3/4 of that full of records, just one shelf. Now I've got a shelf and a half, a shelf and 3/4. So I've been, you know, the past couple of years, I've been buying albums pretty regular. I need to stop though. It's an addiction, it really is. Most of the stuff I have is stuff that's difficult to find. I just happen to run across it at the right time. All right, let me put on my regular glasses so I can see. I can't read while I'm really not supposed to be reading at all, but let's see here. Made it easier. Makes you feel brain dead after work. Yeah, no shit. Well, it's just, you know, I agree with you, Utters, because I do a lot of paperwork and shit, you know, and I bet you, let's see, if I do 10 vehicles a day, right, and I snapshot, you know, generally between 20 and 30 photos, depending on what kind of build it is. I've snapped as many as 40 photos, like on one job, because I have to take photos, you know, for warranty reasons and things like that, you know, for customers to refer back to and shit. So the average that I take is like 20 to 30 photos per truck or per car or per van, right? So we work with cars, trucks, and vans, and depending on how elaborate the build is, depends on how many pictures I take. So you figure if I do 10 cars a day, even at the maximum of 30 cars a day, right? Was that right? Did I say that right? Anyway, so if I take 30 photos and I do 10 cars, let's say for instance, that's 300 photos, right? Depending on the build. And I have to upload those photos to a program that we have. It's called Hub, and basically it's like it's more or less like a cataloging app, you know, that you put on your phone or whatever.